It's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, this video is about some missing evidence. You might say it's not evidence, but it's missing observations by the police in a spreadsheet they were holding or compiling in relation to Bruce Lehrmann and his lies. And I'll read you out the two observations right up front. Now, originally, their spreadsheet said, the version of events do not seem plausible. The suggestion that two people enter an office at that time of the evening and have no further interaction seems unlikely. That's in relation to Bruce Lehrmann telling the police that they went back to the office and they didn't have any interaction after they entered the office. Now, another section of the spreadsheet says, however, given the intense media interest in this matter, it is possible that Mr. Lehrmann felt he had to lie to investigators or he would be arrested. Now, both those sections of the police's spreadsheet went missing. They were in a briefing they sent to the Chief Police Officer for the ACT on the 6th of May 2021. In June, when they were sending a briefing to the Deputy Chief Police Officer for the ACT, Michael Chew, those two sections went missing. And they were sending him a briefing so he could determine what the next steps forward would be. Potentially, he was going to determine that they wouldn't charge Lehrmann. So those two sections went missing. And they went missing from the Borman report, which was done by Detective Marcus Borman, a report which was basically just a copy of the spreadsheet. And he's the same police officer who threatened to resign if Lehrmann was found guilty. And Detective Superintendent Scott Moller did up a report, an executive summary, which has become known as the Moller Report, which did nothing more than attack Brittany Higgins. And they also added the Borman Minute or Borman Summary, which is nothing more than a spreadsheet, from what I can tell. And they sent that to, and other documents as well, apparently. And they sent that to Deputy Chief Police Officer Michael Chew to determine what the next steps forward were. But they were missing those two paragraphs from the summary. And yeah, let's watch what happened at the ACT inquiry a couple of weeks ago when it all played out.
This document was not part of your executive briefing or part of Inspector Borman's summary, was it?
Not that I can recall, no.
It's dated 6 May 2021 and it's titled Briefing for CPO. What does...
CPO, Chief Police Officer.
Both the Borman Minute and this briefing for CPO were provided. That is, the two separate documents were provided to Commander Chew?
No.
No. Okay.
The information from within that was provided to CPO. Right. That's what I'm saying. So,
okay. So we're back to where we were before, which is the minute and the executive briefing were sent to Commander Chew. And you say that this information from this document was replicated in the Borman Minute.
Yep, that's right.
But this as a separate document was not provided.
Sorry, yes, I would agree with that. Sorry.
But was produced in answer to a subpoena served by the accused legal representatives.
Yes.
Okay. So on the right-hand side is the relevant part of the Borman Minute, and if you need to see that either scrolled over, we can. But it's the part that reflects the issues part that is in the CPO
minute
briefing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you'll see there that in the Borman Minute, the dot point that has been omitted is the version of events do not seem plausible. This is in relation to Mr. Lehrmann's interview. The suggestion that two people enter an office at the time of the evening and have no further interaction seems unlikely.
Yes.
Do you accept that's omitted from the Borman Minute?
Well, you can tell Superintendent Moller that it is, so
it is.
Doesn't have to trouble you, accept what you say.
It is. Do you know why it is?
No.
Right. And similarly, at the bottom there, however, given the intense media interest in this matter, it's possible that Mr. Lehrmann felt he had to lie to investigators or he would be arrested. That's missing. Do you know why?
No, I don't.
Who was the author of the CPO briefing 6 May 2021?
This document on the
on the right, on the left-hand side.
I think it was Detective Sergeant Saunders, but I'm not certain of that.
All right. There were some tasks given to both Saunders and Fazell and the investigating team to start compiling that during the investigation, wasn't there? Sorry, to start compiling a list of inconsistencies
Yes.
and things.
Yes.
Executive briefing, I think you've accepted that that's information that should have been given to Commander Chu, who was making a decision about whether the matter should progress or not.
Like I said before, yep, look, I accept that the more information you can provide, the better. I think, like I said, in fairness, I provided the file path, and you know, the information that we all had, the investigators had in relation to the brief of evidence, everything was there. So, yeah.
The deadline for your executive briefing is listed as ASAP.
Yes.
Commander Chu, no doubt, like yourself, is very busy. You accept that?
Yes, he was very busy.
You didn't really think that he would start trawling through the brief of evidence to satisfy himself when one purpose of an executive briefing is to give him the key information, isn't it?
No, but what I don't accept is that nearly every day for 2 years or a year and a half, we were talking about this matter.
Oh.
So we were talking constantly about this. I was briefing Commander Chu, and I was being briefed. This was, for all of us, a matter that we were all discussing nearly every day.
What you're saying is, having regard to the reality of the contact that you had amongst all of you, but relevantly and most importantly between you and Mr. Chu, it would be unrealistic to think that Mr. Chu was unaware of any particular thing that he should have been aware of.
Yeah,
any particular piece of evidence or...
Yeah, I mean... is
that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I am, Commissioner, but what I'm saying, Mr. Chu is above me, so he's a commander, so he's getting summaries of the evidence. He's not getting the individual details of it, but he's certainly getting summaries of where we're at, what we're doing, what we've found out through the Lehrmann, investigation, what we found out through the Higgins part of it. We're sharing that constantly. Could I have put some of those details in my report to him? Yeah, look, I could have. Yeah, I accept that. But, I was highlighting what I thought were the key issues.
Now, those two parts were obviously deliberately deleted when it went to Michael Chu, the Deputy Chief Police Officer of the ACT, hoping he would recommend that no charges would be laid against Lehrmann. They were polishing it up, reducing the negative inferences against Lehrmann while highlighting the negative inferences they had made against Brittany Higgins. It's blatant and deliberate dirty pool. So it's interesting that the police can leak the Mueller report, which attacks Brittany Higgins, but the spreadsheet they've got on Bruce Lehrmann, critical of his interview, doesn't get leaked at all. And the old media don't even report on it. And when it was sent to Michael Chu to determine what the next steps forward, key parts went missing. The only way we're going to get to the bottom of this is if the National Anti-Corruption Commission investigates. They're meant to be investigating. There's currently a body meant to be investigating now, a federal body, and that's going to be rolled into the National Anti-Corruption Commission starting the 1st of July. And the ACT inquiry has got very limited terms of reference, so they're not going to get to the bottom of it. They might be able to deal with a few issues, but that's about it. Yeah, Kangaroo Court of Australia is independent media. I publish a website, YouTube channel, Facebook page and Twitter account, and I'm reliant on donations to keep on publishing. So if you could support my Patreon account, that'd be great. You can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50, whatever suits your budget. Currently sitting on 252 patrons, donating $1,493 a month. And I really need to double that, get up to at least 500 patrons to be financially viable. So if you could support that, that'd be great. And please share this video on Facebook and Twitter, etc. Thank you for your time and have a good day.